Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Final Fantasy Explorers. This is a new game that just came out about a week ago on the 3DS, and fortunately for me, I finally got my new 3DS XL back from Japan with the capture card installed. So, I've been streaming Final Fantasy Explorers in a multiplayer playthrough where I pretty much don't do anything solo, I only play with people in the stream, and I was going to originally upload that directly to YouTube, but it seemed unfair. A lot of the people in my stream were like, they're like EL or effective level like 70 to 100. They've been combining skills for last week, and I felt like I got kind of carried. So instead, I decided I'll do a separate playthrough that's single player and upload it to YouTube. Now I have two things. One, apologies for any little static you might hear. My line-in adapter for the audio does not have a noise filter on it, so I am in the process of getting one. When I do, the static will cease. Until then, I recommend you turn your volume down just enough so you can hear me in the game, but not so much that you can actually hear the static. That's what I have in my headset, and it's barely audible. The other thing is that I don't know if this is the layout you guys are going to like for the YouTube videos. That may change in future videos, just so you know. Just wanted to get that out of the way. But with that done, let us go into some Final Fantasy Explorers. So I'm actually going to create a new game. On the second save data, we'll use that slot, yes. And hopefully this works out. I'm going to be providing commentary the entire time. And obviously, I've played the game quite a bit, so I'm going to know a lot of the tutorial type stuff. Let's enter our name. This is going to be Mr. Happy 2, because I already have Mr. Happy as the first save file. I don't think there's any restriction to it. I can name him whatever the hell I want, but it's whatever. And then we have OK. Now we're going to be able to change our avatar's appearance. I personally don't really care to change the character's appearance too much. You can see there's some minor differences right here. You can change their voice. There's a few options. We can test the voice too. Alright. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, it doesn't really matter. Some different skin tones. I'm just showing this for you guys. There's a slider right here for whatever it is you want to do. I kind of like the default character because he's ripped as hell. Face and eye color. Listen, I don't mess with eye color because I'm colorblind, so let's just make it blue. Let's just make it like pure blue. You can also give him different face, different eye colors, with different eyebrows. Obviously, it's not that great of a character creator. Well, blue eyes. Alright, fuck it. Black hair. There we go. And what kind of hair do we want him to have? Get a few options here. Sure, we'll give him the Zack hair. Why not? Or the Goku hair, whatever the hell you want to call it. Not the greatest of character customization, but honestly, I can barely even notice my character that's customized. Alright, on the upper screen, maybe I should have put them like this, but with the other screen on the top.
Crystals, mystic shards with the power of the stars. Through their grace did all life evolve, imbued with souls. In time, humankind learned to harness energy from crystals, surpassing other life forms. During just such an era, brave souls tackled unexplored lands and battled mighty foes in search of new crystals. The people called them explorers.
And now it just gives you a little bit of a preview. It's weird to get a preview of the game. It's like I just got a trailer for the game in the game I'm about to play. Like, was this the launch trailer? I actually don't remember if this was the launch trailer.
On the newly discovered island of Amostra, a robust supply... Fuck it. And so one explorer came to this island's shores in search of its riches.
I don't think Bahamut wants me here. I have such a strange feeling that Bahamut does not want me here. Yep, definitely doesn't want me here. So whenever the box like that is black, it just means there's nothing on the bottom screen. Just to be clear, the left screen is the top half of my DS, and the right screen is the bottom. So a lot of times it's going to be black like that, and it's going to look pretty odd. But then when it finally loads, you can see my map, my party members, and my options, and who I'm targeting on the right-hand side, with the actual gameplay here on the left. Then there's, of course, the basic commands: normal attack Y button, move, circle pad, B button is sprint plus circle pad. Lets you know what your AP gauge is, and that sprint uses it. Alright. Run! You must escape that place. That is Bahamut, and you are no match for him. Lets you know about destination markers, so if you ever see one of those, it means you can either complete a mission or run away from a mission. Camera controls. I'm actually going to enable Circle Pad Pro, because I have a little, like, nubs. Oh, God! Actually, I have a little nub stick here, which I didn't even know was the circle pad. And I find that, for moving the camera, is far more intuitive. The Eidolon, who's ruler of the skies. My name? Hello, Sarama. Obviously, I've already played through this part, so I don't know why I'm acting to you like I've never done it before. That's just how I do. Alright, and now, welcome to Amostra. This is the town that we'll basically use as a hub. If you've played other games like, I guess Vindictus is a game I could compare it to, where you have the one central city, which is the hub, and then you leave the city to go on missions. It's very similar to that. It's just that while you're leaving and you're on the missions, you can technically go wherever you want. Whether or not you want to complete or fail the mission is up to you, but you're free to explore if you really want to farm up items or go do side objectives or things like that. Just some objectives won't be available to you unless you're, set to go to that objective. Sid, the name rings a bell, you say. You've only been in, like, every Final Fantasy game. I know. By the way, the story's not exactly the strong point. I would say that that's one of the weak points of the game, is the story after that initial opening is not very well fleshed out. It's there. You're in a city. You're trying to get to the Grand Crystal. There's people called explorers, similar to how in MMOs they're called adventurers or the hero or something like that. It's very similar here. So he's basically going to slowly give me different tutorial quests so I can unlock things like new jobs, I can get access to the vendors in the town, new abilities, and explain the basic systems of the game. So I'm only going to talk to the NPCs who are important. You can obviously see on the map on the right that there's exclamation marks I can run to in order to get a new quest or forward the quest that I'm currently on. And then this guy gives you a bunch of different tutorial tips. If you want to read through all these on your playthrough, go right ahead. I know the majority of those things, so I'm just going to embark on the mission. So after you've accepted a quest, you can actually embark on the mission. This is how you go and actually do the quest. You just press the embark button with the accepted quest. And excuse me, it'll automatically put you on the field. Now if you embark like that, it's going to put you on the field immediately outside of town, which it's explaining right now. But later on, you'll be able to get an airship which can drop you off at any point in the game. Obviously, you can see the map on the right-hand side as well. So for this first quest, we basically just need to defeat a bunch of enemies. I'm also going to take advantage and pick up some items, some Larabed hemps. If you see items on the ground, you can pick them up. Now for basic combat, as I said, Y is that button. But you can also hold left bumper or hold right bumper, and that'll give you access to a bunch of extra skills. As you can see right here, I have Moonlight Slash, which is basically all I'm going to be using if I could get in range of the enemies until I get through this quest. First quest is very basic. It's explaining to me that abilities are powerful actions, and then it's explaining to me that thing. Use abilities is left. If you've played Final Fantasy XIV, you're kind of familiar with it. It's kind of similar to the way the cross hotbar works. Also, AP gauge is eaten by these abilities, and also they all have cooldowns, which you can see as bars under the name. Resonance is a thing that actually you get when you're playing in single player or multiplayer, and the higher the number, the more damage your abilities do. And on top of that, like it says in co-op, it actually charges from team-oriented things. Real quick, I'm going to enable the Circle Pad Pro, which I'm just going to do. I'm going to go to Options. Since I'm on the new 3DS XL, I much prefer this. Message speed, Circle Pad Pro on. Yes. Way easier. Now I can move the camera a little bit simpler. By the way, in case you're wondering what it says when it pops up with like status effects on the screen, it says Malice Accrual. Now, if you've again played MMOs before, you're very similar to the term enmity or aggro, and it's essentially the same thing. Malice is how much enmity you generate with your skills, or how badly enemies want to attack you when you use skills on them. And this Moonlight Slash ability in particular is an ability that raises malice. So you're going to see that message pop up a lot. Whenever you kill an enemy, they also drop items. And you're going to need these items for upgrading armor, making armor from scratch, which you're going to need to do to unlock multiple jobs. Goblin Atmolith we'll be able to explain a little bit later. I've actually never used the Atmoliths for anything. in the multiplayer playthrough, because I've yet to, you know, they kind of have an entire system behind them that you're supposed to use them for, and I'm not at the point where I'm using them in the multiplayer. I'm going to be using atmoliths a lot here, and that's honestly a big part of soloing the game, is learning what atmoliths are good and what aren't, because basically when you're playing solo, you're able to recruit monsters onto your team, and they each have different abilities and different things that you can utilize in order to try and win. Now you can notice at the bottom there's an option, or on the right hand side for your case, there's a follow large and follow small. When you press right bumper, you just press it, not hold it down, because holding it down will bring up this menu right here. You're able to lock onto targets like this. If you have it set to follow small, it'll follow smaller enemies like this bomb or the goblins. If you have it set to follow large, it'll often lock on to, or it will lock on to, bosses instead of the ads around them. So you have to use the stylus really quickly to decide which one you want to fight. Now that we've completed the quest, we can just press start. It'll give us a little quest complete, let us know how we did, how much CP, gil, and items we've gained. And then it'll send us directly back to town, so you don't have to run all the way back to town. Loading. There's going to be a lot of loading screens because of the frequency at which you move between things. Basically going to use this first episode to go through the tutorials. Crystal Surge exam. Now the next Crystal Surge is a special skill that is honestly one of your most vital aspects of the game. So let's go down to the Crystal Surge exam. That's another thing that kind of annoyed me, is I like it when the newest quests default to the top. In this game, they don't. It goes down the list, and that's just how it is, you know? So it took me, I actually did the first quest twice by accident in my multiplayer playthrough because of that. So keep that in mind, that the first quest is not the newest one. I'm sure you'll figure it out after you do the same quest 3 or 4 times in a row. Alright, so our first goal is to increase resonance. Let's see. Okay, so first our goal is going to be to get a resonance rating, which you can see in the top left. We're going to try and get that to 100. So we have to very quickly run and kill these enemies. We're going to be sprinting between them pretty much. I can actually stop and grab these items, and I really should. You really want to get as many items as possible in these first few missions so you can use them for upgrades. Now keep in mind my basic attacks, like when I just spam Y, those don't actually give me resonance, and they don't even maintain the resonance that I have. So we're pretty much just going around spamming Moonlight Slash at this point, and I know I could go pick up those flowers. I'm going to avoid it for the time being. Getting like 15, 16 resonance, and you can kind of see my damage is going up like they told me it would with each point of resonance that I get, so let's see. Alright, we're almost at the point where we can use Crystal Surge. Now, before we even get to it, Crystal Surge can be activated by holding left bumper and right bumper at the same time. And as it said, whenever you're over 100, combos have a chance to trigger Crystal Surge. And Crystal Surge can have a variety of effects. 1 of 4 effects every time you activate it, as well as certain special effects that can happen, especially during like Eidolon fights and whatnot, which we'll explain later. And you just pick one that fits your scenario, and that's going to take some learning. So as you can see, there we go, Crystal Surge, the Thunder Affinity. This will make all of my attacks have a thunder effect, and you can see at the bottom of the screen that effect lasts for 40 seconds. And if you're in a group, it's actually an AoE. So you can kind of see, I did an extra 234 lightning damage, thunder damage, on top of the 600 and something damage that my skill did. So that's what Thunder Affinity does, but that's not all that Crystal Surge does, and they're going to explain that in the coming part. The tutorials in this game are actually pretty well made. At least I feel like they're pretty well made. They explain the systems very, very simply, and they're pretty easy to understand at that. And there goes a motorcycle. Gotta love Los Angeles. Now, what he's explaining is mutations. I'm going to skip through all of that, and I'm going to accept the next tutorial quest, which I believe is the last tutorial quest for the time being, before I actually unlock jobs. You've noticed I haven't picked a job yet in this game, and that's because you have to do these first few tutorials before you can unlock the first few jobs. If I'm not mistaken, there's 21 jobs in this game, including the one that I'm on right now, the Freelancer, or the Onion Knight, whatever you want to call it. And you just have to unlock them through a variety of ways, whether that's beating certain primals or crafting certain items, you're good to go. So our first goal is to get Crystal Surge. After that, we're basically going to be using abilities in order to try and get mutations on our skills. So a mutation is not something that you can utilize right when you get it, But basically what it does is it adds a bunch of, it adds the skill and its mutation to the Grand Crystal in the center of the arena. Wow, I got a double crit there. And you can actually buy mutations with your CP. And those mutations can just add bonus effects to your skills, whether that makes them do more elemental damage or it gives them a chance to heal on hit. And it's very vital that you go through your crystal surges and trying to get as many mutations as possible. I can give you an example. My time mage on my main character, I did a light affinity with it. And I also did a hyper recovery. Those were 2 crystal surge names that I used. And I used them on whenever I used the haste skill. With the mutation, it actually, or with the Crystal Surge, it actually granted me the mutation for my haste to also grant regen onto anyone it hits. So it now doubles as both a buff and a heal. And that's the thing, you can give skills more effects, or you can enhance the effect. For I could get haste with, like, more haste, or I could get haste with more range, or something like that. So you can either split up its focus, or you can enhance what it's actually good at. You'll see that here when we unlock our first mutation, like what kind of mutations we can unlock. Alright, so we're going to Crystal Surge right over here. Let's go find an enemy. So now we have Ice Affinity. And now you can see whenever I hold the skill, see how it's a different color, my Moonlight Slash? That's because that means that I have a chance of activating a mutation when I use it now. And I use it, and I successfully got the Ice mutation, which would basically mean that if I go and buy the mutation, that skill will deal additional ice damage. So you can now plan out attacks against different... Like, for example, if I was going up against something that was weak to ice, I could put the ice mutation on and do some bonus damage because they're weak to it. Maybe I can get paralyzed or poison on hit. And I can utilize that to help kill the enemies faster and whatnot. And also at this point, you unlock the ability to play multiplayer. I'm not going to go online. Like I said, it's going to be single player. And I know it's going to be odd. It's going to be hard at first being single player. But I will... Eventually, they give you the tools to better activate or better play solo in this game. It can be played completely solo, despite the fact that it does definitely encourage playing with friends. And I would honestly recommend that you take the opportunity. On my live stream when I'm playing this, people are sharing friend codes, people are making parties together. So I highly recommend that if you're a fan of the game, you come by. So we just unlocked the first 5 jobs. Knight, Monk, Ranger, White Mage, Black Mage. Pretty basic. Also, we unlocked a bunch of new abilities, new work schematics, a bunch of new quests around. And now we're going to basically go talk to all of the people in the place. So first we're going to change jobs. I don't know what I want to do this playthrough as. I kind of want to do Monk, but Black Mage is also really, really tempting. Ranger, I was actually doing really, really well with early on, but I don't think on Eidolons it's going to be particularly useful. I think, also you can see how I have my AP. I'm actually going to play Monk, because I've already played Ranger. And you can change jobs at any point when you're in town. And you don't actually level jobs separately. The way that it works is the power of your character is more determined by what mutations they have and what armor they have, as opposed to what effective level you are. EL is pretty much just a way of measuring how much of the game you've beaten. So I'm going to equip some of the gear that I had on the Novice Tunic. You can also see stats like physical defense, magic defense. But if you press right and left bumper, you can see more things like base stats and elemental resistances. So you can better educate yourself as to what kind of items you're really looking for. So we're going to have to talk to quite a few NPCs here. So this is the order desks. Now this I haven't actually made use of yet. But basically the way that it works is you can give your friends or just the monsters that you own assignments to go out and complete. And it's pretty interesting. I'm curious. And you also, reap the rewards of it. And you can only issue them one at a time. You give 8 people a single assignment. Choose members wisely to boost the key stat total. I've yet to really utilize this, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. But I'm going to figure it out at some point during this, because I have plenty of friends on my friends list. You can also choose to cancel the assignment. Overstocked rewards you can't use. So I'm not going to use that. Now she's got new quests for me, and she's also got sub-quests, if I'm not mistaken. Main quests... Oh, no, I think she just says main quests for now. Main quests are just quests that'll help progress the story before you get to the more difficult main and side quests. So, for example, the first one is defeat the Goblin Gang. Very simple, go outside and defeat 5 goblins. Super easy. But before we do that, we probably want to talk to some of these NPCs. Fortune Teller gives you random buffs before you go out at the cost of gil or play coins. I don't even know, are play coins just like... I don't know what those are. I'm assuming that's like a 3DS specific currency, probably for getting achievements and shit. I don't know. I have no idea about play coins. This is my only second game I've ever played on 3DS. This is tremendous. Ooh, increased CP earnings level 3. Nice. Most of the time I just get level 1 and she says that's a disappointment. Now this guy in the workshop, you can just make new items or upgrade the items you already have. That's what you can use some of the materials you found out in the world for, and that's really all you need to know here. It's explaining that in a very convoluted way. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, 2 jobs are unlocked via making items at this guy. To get the Paladin job quest, you need to forge 95 items from this guy. Forge 95 brand new items. To get the Samurai quest, you need to forge 150 items. So you're going to want to be using this guy as often as possible. I'm 1 carry-on ash away from making metal knuckles. I think I'll just buy them from the NPC next to me. I'll probably need to make items like after this, because it doesn't look like I picked up enough materials to make anything other than a pendant. Oh, and as you can see, I can actually use those atmoliths that I explained earlier. I can use those to make items as well. This is going to increase my maximum HP, so I might as well pick it up. Only 149 more to go to unlock the Samurai. And of course, upgrading works pretty much similarly. You use the items you pick up to add upgrades like accuracy, attack, and special effects to your skills. Buy and sell items at the shop. If you've ever played an RPG before, there's nothing else to explain here. They've got basic items, weapons, and armor. I'm going to buy the metal knuckles for 658 since I'm going monk right now. And then if you want to buy armor, I already have the novice items, and I don't need a targe, so I'm actually not going to buy any of those. Do we have any other quests? Nope, doesn't look like we have anything else, but we do have the central crystal, and this is where you can learn abilities. Abilities and everything involving them use CP, which is separate from your gil. So you can see it costs 500 CP to learn Cure, 500 for all this stuff. But then you can see we have Explosive Fist. And the reason why I'm no to buy these is because they're a different color. These skills that are a different color means they're for your current job. So we learn those 4 abilities. Now you can use skills that are not just for your current job, but at a great cost to how many skills your character can actually equip. And on top of that, you can see here, this is where you would buy mutations. So for Moonlight Slash, for example, I unlocked a Thunder mutation and an Ice mutation. And then if I bought this, as long as you click the details, gives the ability a Thunder element and adds bonus Thunder attack. Stack the mutation to increase the bonus. Okay, so we'll be coming back to those. And then when you want to just equip skills after you leave that, just open up the menu. Go to abilities. I also got to equip those metal knuckles. We have boost, sword power, and increase your physical attack. Hold down the button to increase the effect. See how Moonlight Slash is like a reddish color? It means I can use it, but it would cost more to load. So you can see I have load in the top right, and I have 140 of it. That just means that if I try to equip skills and I go over that load count, it won't work. Also, I just realized there is a quest I'm missing, the Moogle quest over here. Hold down B to sprint. Moogles. So this guy gives me a Phoenix Pinion, but on top of that, you can also eventually buy items from him. Usually rarer and more powerful items you can buy from the Moogle. But the basic stuff you can get from these NPCs. Alright, so let's go out, embark. And we've only gotten through one zone. We still have the whole island to go through. Alright, so we just need to defeat 5 goblins. I'm going to keep picking these up because I know I'm going to need this cotton eventually. There's also other enemies like bats and shit now. As you can see, abilities are really the primary way you deal damage. Like, my auto attacks are basically just for getting AP back when I need it, and not anything else. Let's try boosting. Alright, that's max power. Let's do Explosive Fist. Drill Kick. Oh, I missed. Damn, I'm missing a lot. My mage and my archer, like, never miss, so I'm not used to missing. I can just kill this thing for fun. Oh, okay. Obtained a Vicious Fang. Obviously, I'm just messing around a little bit with the monk job. Okay, that has a shorter range than I thought it did. I like how I was like, oh wait, never mind. Also, I got a Crystal Surge. Crystal Surges you don't want to just hold on to. You really want to use them to make sure that you can get the mutations as early as possible. So, let's use the Super Snipe. Which, didn't say what it did, but let's see if it adds any mutations. I didn't really... there were no actual mutations that it could add. Unfortunately. Well, at least I countered one of those attacks, right? So while it's giving me the buff, it's not actually like doing anything. I'm not used to my skills being such short range since I played like a ranger and an archer. There we go. And main quest complete. Returning in 60 seconds, or we can just press start and do it automatically. Nice. 190 gil. We also got some more CP. I didn't get any mutations, so I don't have anything new to learn from the crystal. Saving data. Nothing new. Oh, I never equipped the metal knuckles. Remember when I said, oh, I need to equip the metal knuckles, and then I didn't do it? I remember. Pepper's Farm definitely remembers. Alright, now let's do it. Well, that would have been a whole lot easier. Well, they give me more physical attack. You know, more than 0. That also explains why I was missing, because I had nothing to enhance my accuracy. We'll try and get these first few quests done. I might do the Dragon quest as well. Different series. Dragon quest, different series. Alright. Alright, that works. See how much easier that was? I actually don't even remember what the quest was that I picked up. I should, maybe look at that. Hey, I got an Atmolith. If you ever need quests, just go to quest info. Help the shop girl. Defeat 5 toads. Okay. And I need to go to a different zone for that, so... let's go towards the other zone. Although I don't mind killing these things for items. Always worth it. Now, you can also see you do have a time limit. So that's another thing to keep in mind. God, I didn't expect to do so much damage to these things. The game is extremely easy early on. A lot of people have told me that, and I also experienced that. I really didn't see any trouble until I kind of got cocky and we went up against, like, a super-powered Ifrit and Diablos for the first time. And obviously, I'm not getting experience points per kill either, which changes it a little bit more too. You're really only killing enemies for items. So if you know which enemies drop which items, you can go out and farm them. Obtain 2 sharp fangs. Alright, so let's go to the Leggy Plains. Alright, we got 5 toads to defeat. Hey, I'm getting lots of Atmoliths at least. Oh, don't cast spells on me. Alright, one more to go. Might even just kill this bird just for the materials. In case you're wondering how to switch targets, you use the, I know how to do it with the Circle Pad Pro. With the Circle Pad Pro, I can switch targets. I don't know about other than that. Oh, we can Crystal Surge. What kind of Crystal Surge do we get? Moment's Respite. Ooh, looks like counter and boost. Duration plus mutation. And... duration. Oh, so that's what it is. It's a duration plus mutation. Ooh, that looked like it did some damage. And I got another Atmolith. Oh, and I got more items right here. I don't know which ones they were, but I got some more. Alright, ether. Wow, we got a lot of items. Plenty of gil, too. On my other save file, I have like 40,000 CP and 40,000 gil, and I'm not even coming close to using most of it. Granted, I definitely could have upgraded more items at that point. Alright, this is a quest that I want to do. So basically, this person's giving me a quest to kill a red Durgan, also known as a dragon. Once you talk to her, red dragon, run amok. We're actually going to skip the other quest. We can always come back and do it again later. Any new abilities to learn? Learn custom abilities. Counter. And boost. And then we're gonna... And then all you have to do in order to equip a mutation, go to abilities, go to that same ability, and equip the mutation. If you do that, it doesn't really eat up any extra load. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. And counter. Like this one does. Like this one will increase my load count to 40. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. It is what it is. Let's see if I can make any new armor before I go out to fight this dragon, too. I can make a hide cap, which is better than what I have. It's got more physical evasion. Colder climates. The warming lining keeps body temperatures high. What ailments can it resist? And what it has ice resistance on it. This one has -2 fire resistance. Considering I'm about to fight a red dragon, probably not a good idea. Let's see what else there is here. -2 on the green tunic. Nice. The metal armor eventually has some fire resistance. This green jacket, though, other than having -2 fire resist, has a lot of extra defenses on it. Might be worth using just for that. Let's check the legs. This has lower magic evasion, but higher physical everything else. Also has the ice resistance, just like the other items. Might as well make it. Let's make the high traversers. Technically, I think I would have liked one of the other pieces better, but I can deal with it. Can't make any more weapons, unfortunately. What about accessories? Nope. Alright, let's just equip the one new item. Oh yeah, that's right. I maybe should have made a headpiece. Let's just make a headpiece just for the sake of making a headpiece. Even if it's not a great headpiece. Ugh, -2 fire resist. Who knows? Maybe he's a red dragon that doesn't have fire. I actually don't remember. I think I only remember him using a charge attack. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I remember when I said I played through this before. I don't remember, because we beat his ass pretty quick. And also, I never equipped that pendant. I'm so good at equipping things, guys. Very forgetful. When I'm talking to you guys, I just completely forget. Alright, we're going to make this the last quest of this episode, because after this, the game starts opening up even a little bit more. Alright, we gotta run over this way. The quest does tell you where to go, roughly. You just have to pay a little bit of attention to it. Yeah, I definitely want to kill some enemies along the way. One thing I didn't do at all when I played it in multiplayer is we kind of just ran past every enemy. And I found myself not really having enough materials to upgrade stuff. So I'm trying to remedy that a little bit here. And also, it's pretty nice to occasionally get the items that you need. Or increase your resonance before you get to the boss. So when you hear this music, it means you're in a boss zone. Good to know that that's all AoE. Another Atmolith. Yeah, I didn't get this many Atmoliths even when we killed enemies in the other one. Some ores on the ground right here. Gonna make our way up here to the dragon boss. I wonder how this dragon boss is when you do it solo. This is the first real boss you fight in the game, but he's extremely weak to like all of the status effects that you have. Also, if you play with other people online, I believe even when you're using monsters to fight enemies, I think their strength scales up. Well, I know definitely when you're playing with friends, other, real players in co-op, there's more enemies that spawn, and I believe they also have more health. Now, see how I have the choice between follow small and follow large? That's what I was referring to before when I said that you're going to have to start clicking that, because now it's defaulted to follow large. So if I press R, it's going to lock onto the boss, like, way over there. But there are ads around the boss, so you may want to switch to follow small when it becomes available, just for the sake of actually killing off any ads. So I'm going to follow small right here, sprint towards him, and... Damn, that crit. Oh, dragon! Here I come. You can also see on the minimap where the dragon is marked. Did I just kill all of them? No, I didn't. You also don't have to lock on. Remember when I said that the dragon might not have fire? Yeah, he does. Shot Affinity. Yeah, see? Drill Spin! Shot Mutation! Oh god, this guy's like no health. Come here. Where are you going? Did I, like, pull him, like, so far that he just, like, said fuck it? Oh, I also have, any day now. I don't know, did I confuse the hell out of this dragon or something? I think I did. He's scared of me, I think. He should be, at the very least. Dragon, please. Dude, he charged the hell out of me when I did this before. I wonder if it's Drill Spin that's, like, confusing him or something. Alright, see, if you actually pay attention to his attacks, I actually kind of want to use counterattack. And he's dead. Easy mode dragon. Wow, when you do that with 4 people, it is a whole lot different than when you solo it. That dragon got punched to death. Real quick, let's go back and pick up all those items that the other goblins dropped. Hardened Bone. Hey, I got another Crystal Surge. Fleeting Dream. Boost. Create Image Mutation. That's all I can afford with what I have. And that is the first few quests. Oh no, there's bones over here. Let me make sure I pick these up. Bird bones and bird bones. Okay. Let's go back, see what our booty was. And that's it. Those are the first few quests. I think that's where we'll wrap it up for this video. I actually have someplace I gotta be in about 40 minutes. Oh, we just do some. How about I explain subquests real quick? Then we'll be done. Thank you for thanking me, Sid. We're not gonna spend this time reading too much of what he says. Now that's where it is. Like I said, you can purchase rare items from that Moogle. And there's also a shit ton of new quests in the area. She's going to explain subquests now. Subquests are basically just like side objectives you can do, like use a certain crystal surge or reach a certain amount of resonance, kill certain enemies. So like for example, I got reach 100 resonance, which I'll probably do in like 2 seconds. Deliver iron scraps, deliver potions, and deliver metal knuckles. I actually don't want to do that one just yet. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm actually going to... No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm actually going to leave real quick, go craft another pair of metal knuckles, and then hand them in. Because I don't want to hand in the ones I'm wearing. Alright. Complete. We're getting pretty close to the paladin. I only got, what, like 91 more to go? Main quests, subquests. And then you just come here, report subquests as complete, hand them in. These give you CP. Sometimes they give you gil. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind with these quests is that the main quests actually cost gil for you to accept. Like, for example, and these actually, all these quests cost gil for you to accept. So I spent 500 gil accepting each of these quests. And I got CP back for them. So you have to keep that in mind. You're not just accepting a quest and getting nothing. You are spending gil to grab quests. Be very, very careful about that. And then when you leave the subquest menu and you go back, there's a chance there'll be new quests. Like now I have Deliver Hardened Bones, which is an active quest. And then we also have Hunting Spear and a Targe. I think I can make a Targe. I'm gonna actually accept that. That was 1,000. Alright, I gotta calm down. I only have 1,500 gil. We gotta calm down, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta calm down. Can I make a Targe? Given the opportunity, I'd like to craft everything and anything and everything. Okay, tanned hides. I'll get tanned hides the next time I go out. And then we'll grab this quest over here. Just to explain who the Merchant Moogle is. Cupid! This guy's creepy, dude. See? Phoenix Downs, stamina drinks. These are with play coins, though, as you can see. And, I mean, I don't really know what to do with play coins. So I don't know if I really want to spend this. We'll see, though. And you can sell items as well. Old items that you won't use, you'll eventually go to these vendors to sell. And on that note, that's going to be a wrap for part 1 of Final Fantasy Explorers. Let me know if you have any suggestions regarding the layout of the screen, and also if there's anything in particular you'd like to see in this playthrough. We're going to try and get through as much of it as possible, but it'll probably be on a slower release schedule than some of our other series. But anyway, that's going to be a wrap for me. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for more Final Fantasy Explorers. If you want to play multiplayer, just follow me over on Twitch, and whenever I'm playing, feel free to hop in a game or hop in the game with other people in the chat. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time, and until then, take care.